Hello, welcome to Discovering the World of Natural Health. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman. We're looking forward to being able to have an interaction between yourself and me that will help us have a better quality of life and see what we can do in the natural approach. We're going to talk about the benefits in this particular way of a berry, and you'll notice that all fruit has benefit. All nuts and berries have benefits, and they have things that will help give our body what it needs so it can have a better quality of life. And we're sharing things, and it's just like, what do you need to know? And you have to understand, your body, my body, are different than each other's. And therefore, what works for me may not work for you. But generally, if we take what's in the Garden of Eden and we take and give it to the individual that has a certain deficiency, and we know what that deficiency is, and we know what plant to help nurture that deficiency, then we will have an opportunity to get better, feel better, and not only that, have a better quality of life as we do, in my opinion, the natural approach. One of the things we're going to talk about today is elderberry. Elderberry, what does the elderberry do for the body? That is the question. And the berries and the flower of elderberry are packed. I like the way it says that. It's packed, waiting for you to unpack it, put it in your body and get benefits from it. And we talked about when the immune system is low, we're going to be low. When we build up our immune system, we'll have the opportunity to be able to overcome and fight the things that are going on. The berries and flowers of elderberry are packed with antioxidants and vitamins that it may boost your immune system. I think you can find out. Give it a chance. There is not anything I've known as a negative effect unless you're eating the raw plant when it's green or it has cyanide on it, and be careful with that. But if you come to remedy this naturally, the products we have there of elderberry, Sambucol, and they're in different forms for you to be able to ingest them. They could help tame inflammation, lessen stress, and help protect your heart. And that's important. I think we underestimate, and until we run into a problem where we get high blood pressure, or we forget that the ticker we've got working inside of us is going and chugging better than that Duracell commercial, and the drum keeps beating on. But we need to take care of the heart, very much so. And when we're taking care of the heart, we need to take care of the heart physically and spiritually, because that's where a lot of things God refers to that's in us, it's in our heart. And so think about elderberry. It's one of the plant sources that can help protect your heart. Some experts recommend elderberry. Where we go here? Timed out on me. What? Okay, came back. Some experts recommend elderberry to help prevent and ease cold and flu. These cold and flu symptoms, elderberry can make a difference. Why don't you give it a try and find out? What's the best way to consume elderberry? You have any idea? Do you want to take a guess at that? I would say if you come to Remedy This Natural, you'll find elderberry in a liquid. You'll find it in lozenges, you'll find it in gummies, you'll find it in syrup, you'll find it in teas. Any way you can fix it to ingest it, that's the way you can take elderberry. Um, so what we can say that Remedy This naturally offers several elderberry supplement options and preparations such as gummies, lozenges, syrups, and teas. But the most popular and best way to consume elderberry, I like it in a syrup. So, I just put it on the pancakes, Something I mentioned is, and when it hasn't been processed or put in, but the seeds, the stems, leaves, and roots of the elderberry are poisonous to humans. They contain a cyanide-inducing glycoside. Eating a significant quantity of these cyanide-inducing glycosides can cause a toxic buildup of cyanide in the body and make you quite ill. So if you don't know what you're doing, leave the bush alone and get your product at Remedy This already in a form made out to give you the best results you can get from elderberry, of course. Does elderberry, who should take it? What is the benefit for you? What's the benefit for me? Should I take it? Should you take it? What's the question? Children, it says elderberry extract is possibly safe in children 5 years of age or older when taken by mouth for up to 3 days. That isn't enough reliable information to know if it's safe for children under the age of 5 to take. Elderberry, unripe or uncooked elderberries are possibly unsafe. So, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, get something that's already packaged for you. Okay. And then, let's see here. Why should you take? What does it do for the body? Let's find out what it does for the body. We talked about that. And I'm going to go over this again because there's a couple key words. And we're in August. This program is being coming live to you, if you're watching it live, on Monday, the 15th of August. So fall is right around the corner, and some of these hot days we've had would be really nice to get back in the late fall, okay? But the berries and the flowers of elderberry are packed with antioxidant and vitamins that they say may boost the immune system, okay? They may help tame inflammation, lessen stress. Inflammation and stress, those just don't go good together. They are a bummer. And help protect our heart. I stopped there and we talked about that and how the heart is so important for heart health. Some experts recommend elderberry to help prevent. Now here's what I want to make sure I repeat it so you can just kind of get this down, and because this is going to start again. Cold and flu symptoms, okay? Cold and flu symptoms. We need to make sure it's good for us. There is a downside to consuming too much elderberry. That is an upset stomach. But if you follow the recommendations on the packaging, I think you'll be fine. And what normally happens when people get it in the wild and they take it and it's not enough purple berries and they're getting some of the green berries, it can cause upset stomach. Just like any high fiber fruit, eating too much can cause stomach pain, upset stomach, and diarrhea. And then we talked about you could have it in different ways to ingest it. a syrup, lozenges, gummies. These kind of preparations are important to do that. And then I think I should let you know why it is if you're out picking your own berries, what you need to be aware of and leave it alone is that the stems, the leaves, and the roots of the black elder are all poisonous to human. They contain a cyanide-inducing glycoside. Eating a significant quantities cyanide-induced glycosides can cause toxic buildup. So come to remedy this naturally. Get it in a prepared form that you don't have to worry about that. Okay? Let's see here. Does elderberry make you sleep? Nausea, vomiting, consumption of raw berries, weakness and dizziness. Okay? Those are some of the keys you need to be aware of. Do elderberries make you poop? Elderberries can act as a diuretic. They help you pee more. Elderberries can be made into a salve to aid bearings. It just soothes it out. Elderberries may act as a poopy fairy. May help you do that as well. Listen carefully to what I've got to say about this, because how much elderberry should I take a day for COVID? Okay? Typically, and typical amounts recommended are based on limited evidence. One, when it is taken either as a preventive or during in early stages of experimenting cold and flu season, suggests dosage range from 650 to 1,500 milligrams per day, divided into 2 to 3 doses. A 30-day supply ranges from, they talk about here price-wise, $5 to $15, depending on the brand you buy. They just need to make sure that you're aware that it can benefit, and it has benefit, and that's one of the reasons that for a while there, elderberry was in short supply, because of its positive benefit on helping to hasten the health of someone with COVID. Okay, go back to that. Got the reberries. Where are we going from here? All right. And does what? Okay, I got a comment here. And it's the acai berry. It talks about being good for COVID. Anti-inflammatory trials, acai. Condition of disease, intervention, treatment. And let me go back up to here. Is elderberry good for diabetes? Elderberry may be beneficial for balancing blood sugar in diabetes and preventing complications such as osteoporosis and heart disease. Okay? Can elderberry cause rapid heart rate? These can induce a change in your blood pressure or an unusually rapid heart rate. Elderberry, a natural way to boost immunity during the flu and cold season. So, does elderberry help with your sinuses? And hit the button and guess where it went? It says, I don't know. No, we'll go down and find it. You asked for that. Elderberry can help clear sinus infection. It's also a natural diuretic and laxative and can ease symptoms of allergies. Stanford says that. And the flowers can be placed in tea, eaten raw, or cooked. It is entirely up to personal preference. So that's something that's been there to be able to help. I'm going to get that one cleaned up. Lee, do we have any luck on either one of those videos?
Yeah, I got them all.
Okay. Had a couple nice videos and being able to transfer them over to you and help you see some benefit from the what the elderberry can do. I like it. Still my number one thing for helping my immune system and fighting on the first set of a cold or whatever it may be. My personal preference is the silver. We did a great video on that last week on the whiteboard, and we made, huh? You got that one? Okay. You guys, you'll just pay strict attention to it and watch it. Lee, when you're ready, roll it, buddy.
Elderberry syrup. Have you heard of this one?
I heard of elderberry liqueur
Yes.
that my husband puts in my margaritas, and it's quite delicious.
Exactly, and maybe that's why you're being a little bit healthier, because so this
It makes my margarita almost like a vitamin.
Perfect excuse for that margarita. Okay, so elderberry, now I'm saying liqueur.
Now you're saying liquor. I got her.
Elderberry is going to be healthy. So elderberry, just like other berries, loaded with antioxidants, which we know are helpful for the immune system. Specifically, elderberry is really high in vitamin C and also a couple other antioxidants, quercetin and anthocyanins, and so really has been known to help boost that immune system. It's been used for centuries. There's actually even some research that has shown that it helps reduce the length and severity of a cold. However,
really?
one really important thing, do not pick those berries. They're going to give you stomach distress, most likely, and may cause cyanide poisoning. So,
Jeez.
you have to cook it, but I don't even say cook it, just buy it, manufactured.
So
find an organic syrup, and then you can take it just like you would cough
So this
syrup.
is sweetened with raw honey. This syrup, it says here.
Right,
Yeah.
so this one is sweetened. You can find them that way. You can also just find straight elderberry syrup, too, though. I actually get one from the farmer's market, and you can even just pour it to some tea.
Oh, it's very pretty, too.
If you feel like you're getting a cough or you've had a cold for a while, and, yeah, you're going to get all those nice antioxidants, or you can just take it.
And it's like a concentrate.
Just take it like
Right.
that, exactly,
Right.
like you would
Let me
cough
taste it.
syrup. Is that as good as your margarita?
It's not as good as the margarita, but it's bearable.
Okay.
Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, go.
So we're talking about apple cider vinegar as the miracle weight loss liquid that some people think it is. So I want to ask the audience, first of all, what do you think? Healthy? Or hype?
Of course it's
Or hype? Wait, healthy or hype, though? Hands? I want to see hands.
Okay, but generally speaking, I don't think anybody's going to say that it's hype that vinegar is okay for you.
Well, but taking apple cider vinegar shots for weight loss, I'm going to say is hype. So here's the thing.
But vinegar itself is just a lovely acid to add to
Absolutely. And
recipes.
I do keep it in my pantry, but here's the thing. Apple cider vinegar has been shown to help increase satiety. So it may make you feel a little more satisfied. It has also been shown to help control blood sugar levels. It also has some antioxidants and some amino acids in there. However, it's not necessarily the weight loss miracle that people... Exactly. And taking those shots may also burn your esophagus, and that is not going to help anyone.
My grandpa, a little old Sicilian man, he did drink vinegar. Like, he'd have a shot of vinegar, but I think it was...
You do have to be careful.
Cut, fatty foods.
Exactly.
If he was having a big steak or something.
Right, and so you do want to keep it in I keep it with my oils and vinegars, but what I like to do is just use it as another healthy ingredient.
Well, yeah,
so we get a little
dressing.
Dijon in there, exactly. A little salt, a little pepper, make a little, this is one of my favorite salad dressings. And then, so just incorporate it into your diet, but don't necessarily feel like you have to have the shots.
You don't have to drink it.
Exactly. So now I'm just pouring this into this salad right here, which, of course, salad, we know if you make it taste better, you're going to enjoy more of these vitamins and minerals and fiber and the water volume. And then, of course, that may help you lose weight when you eat lots more veggies instead of unhealthy stuff.
About that. It's just, see, it's popular. It's on the Rachel Ray show. It's on other shows that are there. That I guess the thing that I'm thinking about the apple cider vinegar, and they're saying don't use it as a it's not a major weight loss thing, but it's so good for so many things. Look it up. Look up apple cider vinegar, and the one that is the original apple cider vinegar is the Bragg's, Braggs, and they've been bragging for a long time, and now you find a whole lot of regular store brands that has said this is apple cider vinegar. I still love the one that has the mother in it, and the mother is when you look at the bottle and it's been setting for a while, that's the stuff on the very bottom of the bottle. And you shake it up before you get that because you really want it. For those of you who indulge in barbecue and you need some good vinegar, the Bragg's apple cider vinegar is wonderful for barbecuing. So just want to throw that in there. Of course, it is not a major weight loss, but it sure does benefit. It works with the digestive system. It works and gives the body a lot of nutrients that are beneficial there for us. We have another video that I'm going to ask Lee to go ahead and play that one and listen carefully to what it has to say about, I believe we're talking about I lost my train of thought. Lee, roll it.
Hey guys, my name is Noria and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys the rundown of the benefits of elderberry. I know it's getting a lot of popularity right now because of its immune boosting properties. So I kind of just wanted to break down why it's something we all go to when we're either feeling under the weather or we're, sickness is in the air. So I just want to give you guys that little rundown. Now, always with the benefit of series, the disclaimers, what works for me may not work for you. Always do more research. So don't just take what you hear at face value. Definitely research for you. This is not a cure-all. It is not something that is in substitute for a treatment. It's just something we like to use to keep our immune systems up, to help give us a little boost, but it's definitely not the, oh, this is the cure. No. So just wanted to put all that out there. So let's go ahead and jump into the benefits of elderberry. So from the European elder trees, Simbacus nigra is black elderberry, and Simbacus is the genius of the flowering plant, and different species of it is commonly what is called elderberry or elder. So the benefits of this flower include, it is immune system booster, so it's naturally high in vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B6, iron, and potassium. And if used within the first 48 hours of symptoms for cold and flu, can help reduce the duration of those by days. It has antioxidant properties, so it has higher levels of flavonoids than blackberries, blueberries, cranberries, and goji berries when it comes to antioxidant power. It has anti-inflammatory properties that can help remedy sinus infections when it comes to like nasal passage and being inflamed. It's a natural diuretic, and it encourages healthy skin with its natural contents of bioflavonoids, antioxidants, and vitamin A. So those are just some of the benefits. Those are the main ones you find when you start to do some research into elderberry. So just how I personally use it, I use two different forms. I have a liquid and the pill form. So the liquid form I reserve for when I'm like really like feeling something in my throat, or I know I'm not feeling my best. I will get the liquid version just because it is more fast acting, since it can go right there into your system. So I like to reserve that for when I'm definitely not feeling well. The pills I like to take pretty much all the time, especially right now, but normally between mid-fall, early spring is when I take it consistently, and then like the liquid, I'll just take it when I know I'm not feeling well, or if I know there's like a bug going around like in my office or something like that. But right now I'm taking it consistently because obvious reasons. But yeah, that's pretty much how I use both of these. This is something that has been in my arsenal for years. It is one of the best herbs I found to help me stay healthy and just stay upright, and helps reduce the chances of me getting sick. So that's just how I like to use them. Another good thing is it's one of those herbs that you can take pretty much all the time, and you can increase the dosage. So most of them say take about, you know, the minimum's about 2 or up to 4 doses a day, especially if you aren't feeling well. So it's not something that's really going to cause you problems if there is excess in your body. So that is always good. So yeah, I'll have the link to both of these products in the description box below. Definitely let me know if you guys have any questions about elderberry. I'll be glad to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when's the next time I upload. Like this video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
All right, more good information. Just trying to put some credibility for people that are doing this. They're saying, you know, this is important for you and me. This is important that we learn more about the benefits. You know, the thing is that the medicinal benefits of herbs have been known for centuries. I mean, the information I'm sharing with you is not new. It's being revived. And when you find out that you have things like elderberry that can work with COVID and help build the immune system to give the body what it needs when something has it under attack. Records of Native Americans, Romans, Egyptians, Persians, and Hebrew medical practices show that herbs were used extensively to cure practically every known illness. It didn't say treat, it said cure. And so we're very lackadaisical and try not to use that word cure, because what cures is you. You just happen to give it something that the body can use to have it to work within our system. And many herbs contain powerful ingredients that, if used correctly, and that's what I wanted to make sure about you listening when it comes to the elderberry. Do what it's supposed to do. Don't be out there trying to get it when it has it's not ripe, and you're eating some that can cause upset stomach, can cause cyanide to be in the system. You know, it has what it needs to be able to make sure that it gets to fruition, and therefore it makes sure if somebody's trying to rob, steal, and destroy from it, you know, like birds and stuff, that they have the immunity to deal with that. The pharmaceutical industry was originally based upon the ability to isolate these ingredients. Okay? That's what it was based upon. And make them available in a pure form. So it's just like with the elderberry. Take away the things that don't help us, leave in what does help us, and then that could be something that your pharmacist would recommend because it's purer than it was in its natural state. Herbalists, however, contend that natural or nature provides other ingredients in the same herb to balance. The more powerful ingredients, these other components, though they may be less potent, may help to act as a buffer, synergistic, or counterbalance, working in harmony with more powerful ingredients. Therefore, by using herbs in their complete form, the body's healing process utilizes a balance of ingredients provided by nature. And I'm going that back all the way to the Garden of Eden. The thing is, we are making you aware of things that are available, making you aware that there is herbs that are pharmakeia. A lot of the prescriptions and the powerful pharmakeia that's there originally was in the form of an herb plant, and it was able to give you an example we use all the time as reference is aspirin. Aspirin has been able to help us, and we have used it over and over again for the centuries, and then it was made to synthesize it, and white willow bark is where the ingredient come from. So they found out, okay, how can we synthesize the white willow bark to make an aspirin out of it so we can control the dosage, we can control what is best for what's going on. But there is a place for herbs, there is a place for God's creation, and we need to work with wisdom. We need for people and the pharmacy and the ones that do the research to realize that, yes, we can use this to help with better quality of life naturally. Okay. Many people believe that herbs are just as effective as drugs, but without the side effects. Most over-the-counter drugs should be used with caution. In addition, many of them are not particularly effective. Others can mask important symptoms, possibly leading to misdiagnosis and ultimately worse health problems. It is of interest to note that in many industrialized countries today, herbs are prescribed by physicians and prepared and sold through neighborhood drugstores. In developing countries where access to hospital and doctors is limited, herbal remedies often are the only generally available form of medicine. It has its place, folks. Herbs do perform many healing functions in the body, but they must be used appropriately, not indiscriminately. Although herbal remedies are less likely than most controversial medicines to cause side effects, herbs nevertheless can be very potent. Moreover, not all plant life is beneficial. There are poisonous plants, and some of them are deadly, especially if used for long periods of time. In fact, it is important to point out that qualified herbalists use herbs with great care. Also, since herbs contain active ingredients, you should be aware that some of these elements may interact negatively with prescription drugs. It is therefore wise to consult a health professional when there is any question about the safety. As a general guideline, most of the bitter tasting herbs are medicinal herbs. The pleasant tasting ones are potentially less toxic and may be used more often. All plant roots and barks are naturally fungicidal and bacterial. If they were not, pathogens would destroy them in the ground. Certain herbs should be used only for healing purposes and not for extended periods of time. Also, the active ingredients in most herbs, most potent than the herb, are freshly picked. However, roots, bark, and other herbs parts can retain their medicinal value for years if thoroughly dried and kept dried. So that's important for us to know. What's on the shelves? The fresh leaves, bark, and roots of herbs can be used in their natural form, or they can be found in the forms of tablets, capsules, liquid beverages, bark, powder, extracts, tinctures, creams, lotions, salves, and oil, and the whole berry, berries, seeds, roots, flowers, and barks of herbs are also dried and made available to customers. So that's important. How can they be used? What do we get to benefit from them? The many ways in which herbs are used include compresses. That's a compress is a cloth soaked in warm or cool herbal solution and applied directly on the injured area. Decoctions. A herb is made from the root, bark, seed, or berry of a plant. Decoctions should not be boiled. They should only be simmered for approximately 20 to 30 minutes unless the product states otherwise. The one thing that we're more and more aware of than anything else now is the essential oil market that's there. Essential oils are derived from herbs or other plants through steam, distillation, or cold pressing. They are usually mixed with a vegetable oil or water and used either as a mouth, ear, eye wash, or as an inhalant, douche, or tea. These oils can also be used externally in massage, on burns, and abrasions. Essential oils readily combined with other natural fats presented in the skin with a few exceptions. Much of the use of the camphor, eucalyptus, or tea tree oil for certain skin conditions. Essential oil should always be diluted in either water or oil before being applied to the body, and they should not be taken internally except under the direction of your physician or trained in the use. Caution, careful. What's it all about? Extracts. Extracts are made by pressing herbs with a heavy hydraulic press and soaking them in alcohol or water. Excess alcohol or water is allowed to evaporate, yielding a concentrated extract. Extracts are the most effective form of herbs, especially for people with severe illnesses or malabsorption problems. Alcohol-free extracts, if available, are usually best. Herbal extracts should generally be diluted to a small amount of water being added to them. And the thing about it is that I want you to understand how broad and how beneficial this is and how it's being used. Just trying to open up your mind to understand that the following herbs I'm going to talk about are extracts that are very beneficial in healing. They can be found in health food stores, and these extracts and juices, take them while fasting, are greatest benefit. Now, listen, because some of these are foods that we actually eat on a regular basis. Burdock, cat's claw, celery. What do you put celery in? Chicken salad, etc. It's a herbal product. Echinacea, fig, and figs are powerful. Garlic, amazing. It is known by the name penicillin. That's how powerful it was. And when penicillin wasn't available, they used garlic. Ginger, gingerbread. Around Christmas time, ginger is talked about, used quite a bit. Ginkgo biloba, golden seal, hawthorn, horsetail, licorice, milk thistle, nettle, red clover, parsley, partiarco, pumpkin, beetroot crystals. One of the most sought after herbal product right now is beetroot. Suma and valerian root. I'll tell you what, valerian is powerful, powerful, powerful. But I'm going to go back now, and I'm going to ask Lee to play the other one, herbal product we've got right here, and we're going to talk to that. Let you watch this one, okay?
This right here is your Sambucus canadensis, or your American elderberry. Now you'll start noticing the Sambucus blooming in early June, and it starts producing berries around mid-August. The flowers can be used to make wines, marmalades, syrups, and cordials, and they're pretty yummy. And here's the flower. You see, it's really pretty. Flowers are so pretty. Look how huge that is. This was a white flower when it was blooming. You can see it gets about 10 inches across, and now it's starting to berry out. If you look at the leaf, they usually have 7 leaflets on it. They look very tropical and can be spread really good by seed, or they also sucker up real good from the root. Now this American elderberry is native to the eastern and the central North America. And you can make some really yummy jellies and some wine. And hopefully I'm going to get one of my buddies to show us how to make some elderberry wine. Huge that thing is. It's bigger than my hand. Now this elderberry can get anywhere from 8 to 12 feet tall. Now usually they're going to grow in areas that have been left to just get kind of wild. So you won't really see them much if the area gets cut down a whole lot with mowers. This is the wild area they're growing in along a highway. Now these berries are going to turn darker and darker towards the end of summer, and they will get blue to black. And this is about mid-August, actually the 3rd week in August, and you can see how the berries look now. They're turning darker. The berries are a valuable source of food for birds too. Now the leaves, the twigs, the branches, the seeds, and the roots can be toxic to humans, and ingesting those parts can lead to cyanide poisoning. You only want to use the flowers or the ripe berries as a food source. Now in folklore, some believe that the elder tree wards off evil influences and protects from witches. But others say that the witches will congregate under the elder tree when the tree is full of fruit. Some traditions even prohibit the cutting of these trees for uses in bonfires, or the elder mother would be released and take her revenge. And there's a saying that goes, "Elder be ye lady's tree, burn it not or cursed you'll be." Also, remember the most powerful wand in the Harry Potter series? Well, you guessed it. It was the Elder Wand, and it was made of the Sambucus wood. Now you can purchase some beautiful ornamental varieties of this in the garden centers, or you can harvest the berries and grow the native species. And that's your Sambucus canadensis, or your American elderberry.
All right, going to make sure the Magic Garden got credit for what sharing with you, and we thank you that you can now understand more about the plant. It's one thing to see a capsule, it's one thing to see a syrup, but it's another thing to see the plant, and it's readily growing in our area, and we're in the middle of August right now. That would tell you it should be some berries out there to be seen, and go from there. We're talking about the herbs, and one thing that we talked about the vinegar. So if you want to make an herbal vinegar, herbs are put into raw apple cider vinegar, rice vinegar, or malt vinegar, and left to stand for 2 or more weeks. And you can use your herbs to help do that. Okay? Go get on your phone and look up some of the things if you want to make a vinegar from the herbs. Okay? Infusion: leaves, flowers, or other delicate parts of the plant are steeped, not boiled, for 5 to 10 minutes in hot water, so the benefits of the herbs are not destroyed. And that's the same way when you're making your teas. And you'll notice tea pots have lids. Tea cups have lids. Why? Because when you are letting the tea steep in that receptacle, that you don't want the aroma, the steam, to leave and just go into the environment. You want that to be able to be ingested. Some of the things with herbs, when it's time to get rid of, like you can use eucalyptus, tea tree oil in sinus infections and things like that, and you put it in a bowl, and then you put a towel over your head, and you let it absorb, and you let it do the cleansing and the purifying within your body by doing it that way. Ornaments and extract, tea, pressed juice, or powdered form of the herb is added to a salve that is applied to affected areas. A poultice is a hot, soft, moist mass of herbs, flour, mustard, or other substances spread on muslin or other loosely woven cloth and applied for up to 24 hours on the sore, inflamed area of the body to relieve pain and inflammation. Ground or granulated herbs are best. The cloth should be changed when it's cool, so that's what you use your poultice for. How about if we make a powder out of those herbs? The useful part of the herb is ground into a powder, which can be used in capsules or tablets. And you can take and do your own encapsulation if you want. We have the capsules. We have the little machine that you can use to help make your own herbal capsules. Syrup. Herbs are added to a form of sugar and other boiled. Salves, creams, oils, and lotions are generally used on bruises, sores, and inflammation for the poultice. Tinctures are a well-preserved form of previously fresh herbs. Most tinctures contain varying amounts of alcohol. However, there are some on the market that contain less alcohol and some no alcohol free. If there are several herbs recommended for a certain disorder, it is best to alternate among the different herbs so that you obtain the benefits of each. This can also help you determine which herbs agrees best with your body's chemistry and particular needs. Also, do not preserve herbs in a clear glass jar. Use colored glass, ceramic jars. The potency of the herb can be destroyed by the sunlight. Herbal extracts and their benefits. Herbal teas are the most convenient form of herbal remedy for long-term use. The powerful ingredients of the herb are diluted by water and made into tea. Mild herbs may be used daily as tonics and for general well-being. To prepare an herbal tea, use approximately 1 to 2 tablespoons of herbs per cup of boiling water. Boiling water in a kettle and it would be ordinary tea, but do not use an aluminum kettle. That's important. Pour the water into a ceramic glass, not metal, mug or hot tea, and leave the herbs to steep for at least 5 minutes. I wouldn't let them set up for more than 10 minutes at most, because what usually happens, the tea you're making will turn bitter. Okay? So we've taken this program today to try to help you understand about teas, different things, the flowers that are available for us to be able to do in the Sambucol, with 3 different videos on that. We're going to end up with the video on the silver, very important. So this would be a video to be able to watch more than once, and you can ask the WHIG how to get into their backlog, and you can look up Claiborne, look up Remedy This Naturally, and they'll have these different ones loaded up for your benefit to be able to take what information you need for your benefit, so you can learn from and get the natural approach to health and healing and living. So our job and our focus is to help you understand that God has remedies. We need to be aware of them. We need to use intelligence in using them and not be overzealous in saying that it cannot harm. Yes, wisdom is what we need. And when we share this information, we share this educational information for you to be able to use and to learn and to have, so you can use it when it's necessary. Okay? We're going to go to the silver video. Thank you, Lee.
Silver has been effectively used for centuries because of its natural antibacterial properties. Today, it's used in thousands of consumer products, including medical products, fabrics, and supplements. Because silver has the highest electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, and reflectivity of any metal, it is very effective as a colloid, silver suspended in water. Common colloidal or ionic silvers contain positively charged silver ions that have the ability to steal an electron from the bacteria's cell membrane. If enough electrons are stripped, the cell membrane ruptures and the bacteria can no longer function. Although ionic silver is useful, this one-to-one electron exchange requires multiple applications or a high concentration of silver to achieve the effectiveness needed. Conversely, SilverSol's unique nano-silver particle has a patented silver oxide coating, Ag404, that can steal thousands of electrons per particle, resulting in a continuous or catalytic action. In addition, we supercharge the nanoparticle with the same frequency as ultraviolet light, 890 to 910 terahertz. Although this UV light frequency is harmless to human tissue, it is highly destructive to bacteria, fungus, and yeast, and doesn't require direct physical contact in order to be effective. This powerful combination of silver oxide coating and resonant UV frequency multiplies the effectivity exponentially. In fact, SilverSol at a concentration of 10 ppm is up to 3 times more effective than traditional colloidal, silver hydrosols, or ionic silver products containing up to 3,000 ppm. Best of all, SilverSol is backed by 420 independent third-party studies, including 32 safety studies and 5 human ingestion studies. Unlike other silver products, SilverSol won't harm probiotics. isn't metabolized in the body and is safely excreted with no residual buildup. This means SilverSol products can be safely used every day without the drawbacks of traditional silver colloids, hydrosols, and ionic silver products. Make SilverSol your natural, safe, and effective solution.
Well, that gives you the opportunity to ingest and digest about the silver. You can get your silver, the SilverSol, at Remedy This Naturally, 1140 Benvenue Road. We have a selection that is absolutely great. And we have it in different ways of being able to use it. You can use it as a spray, a gel, ingest it with directly, put it in a liquid. SilverSol is and can be used for a first line of defense in helping improve our life and our health. Preferably, hopefully, our information to do you today will be one that can benefit you in having a healthy and well disposition within your body, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. God bless you. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman. Thank you for your time.